And this is a deep spot. This is a deep pot.
Hi, I'm Radiance. Join me on a journey to bring you enticing recipes where every video is a celebration of deliciousness, creativity, simplicity, and foodie inspiration. Today, our dish is actually inspired by New Orleans. New Orleans is very, very close to my heart. I have my love from there, and it's a place that I love. It's one of my favorite places in the world, and it has actually, to me, some of the best food in the world. And this dish actually originates from there. It's called Yakamein. Funny enough, first time I ever made it, I had never had it yet. So I made it, but then you know, over time I made it some more, and then I had some meal prep clients as well as some family members who wanted me to make a version that was, you know, plant-based. So I did that. So come with me and I'll show you how we're gonna do that. This one is going to be using mushrooms as the substitute for the meat. Normally it's made with beef. There are some versions in New Orleans where there's like a mixture of beef. Sometimes it's just a seafood or shrimp yakamein, but traditionally it is a beef or a roast that's used. It's roasted for a very, very long time, and so to capture that essence, I'm going to actually roast my mushrooms and do something a little different. So come with me and I'll show you how we're going to make this. And there goes my oven. Just in time. All right, this is what we're going to need. You're going to need some mushrooms. As I said, I'm using portobello, right? Some vegan butter, whatever vegan butter you like. Some scallions, as we call them, or green onions. Some spaghetti pasta. I'm using chickpea. I'm going to use some low sodium vegetable broth, but you can use no salt. That's something I usually prefer as well. Some coconut aminos. Some oil. This is grapeseed oil. Some onion powder, and then my favorite Tony Chachere's Creole seasoning. This is no salt, but you know, salt as well, you could add that. And so let's go. Here we go. First things first, we're going to actually prepare the mushrooms to roast. Something I've done actually before I started this, and this is something you do to prep, is to boil your water for the pasta, because I believe that these are going to take about the same amount of time as the pasta, or close to it. So I'm going to take off these mushrooms. I'm just going to open them up. I'm going to lay them out. Now for portobello mushrooms, and some of this is coming off on the plastic, so be mindful of that. Oops. See, this is ripping. You gotta be careful because sometimes they stick. For portobellos, you don't want to wash them in water. You don't want to log them in water. That'll make them soggy. It's not necessary. To clean them, what you do is you take running water. You can do a wet rag or a paper towel, and you can just wipe them down. Get some of that dirt off. But guess what? This comes from the earth, and so it won't hurt. All right, so you just, you know, these look pretty clean, but you can give them a once over. Right. This is not a vegetable. A lot of times to clean my veggies and my fruit, I'll soak them in a mixture of like apple cider vinegar and water for just a few minutes. This is not one of those vegetables that you want to do that with. You don't want to get them waterlogged at all. Okay, just wipe underneath. I think I got all of them. All right, that's it. Okay, let's start this. So I'm actually going to cut these down so, and I'm going to show you the shape, kind of like a log, not log shape, but oblong shape. Do you see that? Look almost like spears. And I'm going to put them here on this parchment lined pan. Okay. And just Put it on. If they rip up, it's okay. And that's fine. I'm just making, this is actually, so when you make the version with meat, you actually have, you know, a whole roast and you slice it up at the end. This time I'm actually just slicing it up. So that way it is not only able to roast real nice, but it also, you know, have that meaty slash, not just texture, but cut. You may find, depending, I'm using 3 packages, you may find that you need, you know, say 1, maybe, or 2 more pans. So parchment paper. Alright. I'm going to transfer some of this over here. I'm going to slide this over. And there we go. Alright. I'll probably need just 2 pans. And by the way, you don't want to overcrowd the pan too much, but I also wouldn't worry. It doesn't have to be perfect because these will shrink. That's the other thing. These mushrooms do shrink up. So you don't really have to worry about them too much, but alright. And lastly, alright, that's it. So I just needed 2 pans. Okay. I'm going to clean this off. We're going to put this to the side. And we're going to bring both these pans back over here. And let me show you what we're going to do. Alright, make sure these are spaced out just a little something. You're going to take the oil. And you're going to drizzle it liberally. I.e., you don't want to douse them too much, but you want to get them well coated. I'm going to do the same thing with the ones over here. I hear my water boiling. So these are going to go in around the same time. Alright. Wash my hands just a moment. And I'm going to take some salt. Let me get some salt. Oh, my salt actually was right over here to the left. Alright, and we're going to put a good amount of salt. Just like that. I'm not going to add any pepper. That's your business if you want to do that. I'm a bigger fan of cayenne than pepper, but just some salt. And then I'm going to add this Creole seasoning over it as well. I'm going to add, now yes, I know this is already in there, but I'm going to add some onion powder. Why? Because I love onion powder, and I think I put onion powder in almost everything, except for dessert. Onions are a great flavor. Alright. There we go. And you just want to, you know, kind of massage the seasonings on there. Just a little bit. Alright. Washing my hands real quick. We're going to actually put these in the oven first. I'm going to put them in that bottom section. And you want to put this in there for about 15 minutes. Alright. And I'm putting this on the back. I'm going to need this for 2 reasons. One, because I'm going to put this here, and 2, because I want to have space to take my mushrooms out. There's always a method to my madness, trust me. So we're going to take this off. This is ready. You can put a little bit of oil in here. I mean, I'm guessing you know how to cook pasta, but if not, put a little bit of oil. Not too much. And I'm actually going to break up. Oh, this is already opened, so it's almost filling out. I'm gonna break open this pasta. So what I'm gonna do is I'm honestly just going to break it in half. That's how I want my noodles. Sometimes I'll leave them whole if I'm using a bigger pot like this. But yeah, I'm gonna break it up. When I do this for meal prep, this is actually an excellent dish for meal prep, by the way. I usually break it up just in two. Some more pasta, and that's it. So when I come back, we're gonna finish this up. Now see you some. Okay, so everything is actually done at the same time. I'm gonna turn this off. All right, I'm gonna let the mushrooms rock for a moment. Let me go on ahead and grab this. I'm actually gonna move this over here. And I'm gonna drain this off to the side. This is my pasta. Lots and lots of pasta. And I'm gonna place it. I'm gonna take the strainer, give it a shake, which you can't see, but look at all this steam. And I'm gonna put this right into my pot and cover it a little bit. All right, and now for these mushrooms. They smell so good. Look at that. They're so smoky. One here. I'm gonna put one here. Okay. I'm actually gonna turn the oven off. All right, now to put this dish together, I'm actually gonna move this off to the side a little bit. And you're gonna take, that's hot because it's been near the oven. Be careful if you're putting pots near the back of your oven. I forgot about that part and almost burned myself. This got hot. All right, so we're going to move this up. All right, and what I'm gonna do is I'm going to turn this on. All right, and we're gonna put in, give it a shake, our vegetable broth. In 2 boxes. One more. Just like that. Okay. And I'm going to put in the coconut aminos. You want to put in more. I'm going to add some more. And a nice dollop of vegan butter. Now, if your diet does not agree with a lot of salt, I would not recommend adding a lot of vegan butter or spread. I'm a fan of it, but I just feel like it's one of those things that are high in calories. They do give a silky feel and add a nice texture to it, layer, which is why I'm adding it. But if you are, you know, on something that is restrictive of, or it is not conducive to helping you feel better, and that incorporates like low sodium and low salt, do not put a lot of this in, or you can exit altogether. And then maybe add salt at the end of your dish. All right. And I'm going to pour in, I'm going to open this up a bit more. It's Creole seasoning. Yes, I'm putting a lot in there. All right, this is almost done anyway, so. I just put all of it in. Alright. I'm gonna toss in a little bit of onion powder as well. Alright. And then I'm gonna take my oven mitts, grab this, and we're gonna pour, and we're going to just go ahead and put in our mushrooms, just like that. That's sticking. There you go. Mushrooms in. Beautiful. We're gonna get the other ones. And this is a deep spot. This is a deep pot. So this is a deep pot. So I'm actually going to switch from a smaller spoon to a longer handled spoon. Be careful touching this. I almost did it again. I almost burnt myself. Do not do that. That's not fun. All right. I'm giving it a stir. Let me show you what this looks like. Look at that. Isn't that nice and luscious? Now, sometime what I will do is I'll add a little bit more broth if I have it, or you can add some more water. Just make sure you season your mixture accordingly, because this sometimes will cook down, okay? So we're gonna let that sit. I'm actually gonna cover that up and let it sit for roughly about 15-20 minutes, and I'll be back. One thing I want to mention to you is you want to turn this down a bit. You want to boil it up first, and then once it's boiled over, or not over, boiled, you'll hear it. You want to turn it down and let it kind of like meld and cook low and slow, and the flavor is going to be phenomenal. Okay, so the Yakamein is almost done. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to start to prep, you know, just a little garnish for it. I'm just going to show you what it looks like when I'm putting it together in just a plate. I'm going to take a piece of green onion. Now, when I'm making meal preps, I chop this whole thing up. Sometimes I'll actually get 2 or 3, right? But I'm just doing this so I can show you how I plate one. I like to cut that, take the stem off, and then I'm going to chop and somewhat thinly. I'm just going to let this go. Alright. Make sure when you're chopping this that you keep your, you know, I have nails. You don't want to cut those off. I've had that happen. But when you're chopping, you want to hold your food down, and you want your knife to be hitting this. You don't want it to be hitting your fingers. And this protects your fingers, and then you just glide through. You press your knife down, and you keep moving back, and there you go. Sometimes I forget and I do pinch it and I have my nails out. It gets the job done, but I've nicked myself a few times doing that, and that's definitely no fun. So there we go. That's done. I'm going to get a ladle, and I'm going to show you what this is looking like. Turn it down a little bit. Okay. Look at that. Yummy. So we're going to ladle this in. You're going to grab some mushroom and some broth, just like that, and you just take a few of the green onions, and there you go. You have your, I'm actually going to put a little bit more. There you go. You have your
Vegan Yakamein. Yum, right?
Okay, so we have this in. The one component I almost forgot about is the noodles. So I'm actually just going to take, I know this is unorthodox, I'm just going to take a handful of noodles, toss them in there. Handful of noodles, toss it in there. Take it up, just as such. There you go. Oh, this is, you know what? This is hot. Give me a second. I need to. Don't do that at home. Use a pot holder or something or napkin, because this is super hot. All right, so yeah, let's give this a taste. Let's try this again. I'm gonna do the broth first. Oh, hot, good. Yeah. Let's take a mushroom and some noodles. Okay, yeah. Good. Bit spicy. It's just how I love it. Well, this dish in particular about spice, but I can taste the roastiness. Now, the longer you let this cook and let the flavors meld in, you can let it sit and let it go for a bit. Not with the pasta in it though. If you're gonna meal prep this, I'd recommend putting your pasta in a side compartment, you know, putting your broth and your mushrooms in. You know, you can put your garnish on top. And if you're vegetarian, you can add an egg to this, because traditionally an egg is used, you know, with the protein, with the beef, with whatever protein or meat source you're using. And you can put your egg to the side. Just know that if you microwave it, the egg may explode. I know, because I've tried it in the past when I used to make it regularly. But other than that, you're good to go. So you can eat this as such, or you can meal prep it. That's just a tip. So if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and like the video. And comment, comment, let me know what you thought. If you tried this recipe, you know, what you've added to it, if you add any other veggies. I've kept it pretty simple. But did you add any other veggies, any other toppings? Hot sauce goes good with this for my hot sauce lovers. And one more question for you in the comments. Are you team big spoon or little spoon? I'm team little spoon. I eat everything when I'm eating with a spoon, you know. And yeah, this is a slurpy type of a dish, just so you know. So if you don't like that kind of thing, maybe you won't eat it around people who like to slurp it, but this is that type of dish. But anyway, you know, thank you for joining me. If you want to, you know, see more videos like this or recipes like this, please subscribe to the channel and also click the link in my bio and join my free VIP group. Come on over to the group so I can share more fun and recipes with you. And thank you for joining me again, and you have a wonderful day.